Did Dennis Schroder really decline $84 million? Let me explain. It all started when it was reported that Dennis Schroder had apparently turned down a 4-year, $84 million deal extension that was offered by the Lakers. The reason he rejected the $84 million apparently was because he thought he was worth $100 million. After this news, no team seemed to be interested in him, and the Celtics offered him as much as $5.9 million for 1 year. And Dennis Schroder ended up taking the deal. Dennis would even make an Instagram post poking fun at this, telling his fans to drop their best fumbled the bag joke, meaning that he fumbled the contract. And once Schroder arrived in Boston, Media Day happened, and a reporter asked him, told him about the whole contract thing. And this is what was said.
To me, it was the perfect transition. We just had Brad Stevens sitting down here, and now we get to bring you in. And that's exactly what I want to ask you about, is your relationship with him. What was his selling point to you to convince you to come here for the Celtics? Because we all know that you probably could have gotten a little bit more money elsewhere. We know your worth. So what made you decide to come here on the contract that you signed here, and what did he sell you on to come here and do that?
He got a good connection to Sam Presti in OKC, the GM, and I talked a lot to Sam Presti, and he told me good things. Al Horford, he was my vet in Atlanta. There was a point where I was signing here, and Ben Sullivan came, from Milwaukee to here. And just, overall, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown reaching out to me. I felt, appreciated. So that was the point where I said I want to, be in Boston.
And I think Schroder makes some good points about signing with Boston. He does have his former teammate Horford with him, and, they were teammates back in Atlanta. So, I guess all was good, but still, $84 million is a lot to pass up. But actually, later on, Schroder would say this in an interview about the contract when he was asked about it.
And secondly, your story has been well chronicled, and you kind of made, fun of yourself a little bit on Instagram with turning down the contract. Can you kind of discuss that? Was it actually a contract on the table? Did you actually turn it down? And what went into your thinking this summer when the first day all the markets were, money was being taken up, and it seemed like you were not on that priority list?
Me and my agent, we said that we, not talking, or the Lakers told us we not talking during the season. And end of the day, I never had that contract in front of me. That's one thing. But they wanted to talk, and end of the day, me and my agent decided not to, sign that contract. And end of the day, I feel like for me personally, I gotta be comfortable in the environment I'm in. And I love the Lakers organization, and they did, great things. But I think for me, and that's just business, I don't think I fit it in,
So Schroder says in that video that he never actually had the contract in front of him, but he also says that him and his agent decided to not sign the contract. I don't know what he means by that. If it wasn't in front of him, how could he decline it? Maybe he just didn't see the contract and he just moved on to the next team before hearing the offer because they were taking too long, I guess. But then as times went on, Schroder would actually be playing very good for the Celtics, as he was having really good games and he had a season-high 38 points. Unfortunately, the Celtics ended up trading him at the trade deadline, along with Josh Richardson and Juancho Hernan-Gomez, and they traded Dennis Schroder because they couldn't afford his salary or to renew his contract, so they ended up just trading him for Daniel Tice, who was on the Rockets at the time. And yeah, the Celtics team wasn't doing that well. They were the 7th seed. They were questioned to be in the playoffs. But once they made those trades, they went to the NBA Finals. Schroder would end up becoming a free agent at the end of the season, and yeah, that was pretty much it for Schroder so far. Until Dennis Schroder posted an Instagram video of him working out, doing basketball drills, I guess, and LeBron replied saying tough with fire emojis, and Dennis replied saying might gotta run it back, hinting that he wants to join back the Lakers. And it turns out Dennis Schroder did return to the Lakers. He signed a 1-year, $2.6 million deal with the Lakers. He had also rejected team offers from the Toronto Raptors and the Phoenix Suns to play with the Lakers. After being signed, Dennis Schroder made this Instagram post saying, "This past year didn't feel right. I felt misunderstood and nobody really knew my story. I'm coming back to the biggest organization to make shit right. I have Laker Nation going to support me every single day. I will give everything I have every single day. It's an honor to play for Lakers. Can't wait to get started." So with Schroder returning to the Lakers, media day was going on. He was being interviewed, and someone asked him about the contract, and this is what he had to say.
Hey, Dennis, moving back a little bit, there were reports last time you were here that the Lakers offered a contract during the season, chose to decline, and of course now you're back here later to different contracts. Would you like to take us through how that went and kind of how it played out to having you be here now?
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, I never was a contract. You know, me and Rob, we had a good relationship. He helped me and my family out every single time when I asked him to. Never was a contract, never rejected anything. I don't know who brought it up, but that's the media, you know. But end of the day, no contract, and I'm just happy to be here. Like you said, unfinished business, and we just got to take care of this stuff and win a chip. That's, I think, the goal. And other than that, with the contract, that's not true. But I think you guys can ask Rob and see what he has to say about that.
So Schroder claims that there was never a contract to begin with. And, you know, if that's true, then the media owes Dennis Schroder an apology. Like, everyone owes him an apology for clowning him because, yeah, if that's true, then that's messed up. But the thing is, why would all these sources, ESPN, Shannon Sharp, all these sources, why would they lie to make Dennis Schroder the laughingstock of the NBA? It's so random. Why would they try to ruin Dennis Schroder's reputation? Because after the whole $84 million thing, a lot of teams weren't interested in signing him for all that much. So why would they lie? What's the point? But Schroder did say in that Celtics Media Day interview that, you know, he never had the contract in front of him. So that him and his agent, I guess, declined negotiations. So I guess you could say there never was a contract. But I don't know, man. It just seems so random. I mean, his wife even said that she was proud of the decision he made to stay true to himself, and that apparently that Schroder thought he was worth $120 million. I don't know. Maybe that's a lie too. But Schroder says not to trust the media, and if the media did all this just to make Schroder look bad and the laughingstock, and just to ruin his reputation, then that's seriously messed up. But credit where it's due, because Schroder has been balling for the Lakers this season. So, yeah.